there. Long time no see, long time no cook. Today we're going to learn something called making a pork chop. It's a very simple thing. It's a very southern thing. I make them like my grandmother, but I add extra spices. I'm going to tell you what that is here in a little bit. That's too hot. About to burn my elbow off. I've got unbleached flour, salt, pepper, red pepper or cayenne pepper, granulated garlic and granulated onion. That is what we're doing today. You can put anything you like in there though. My grandmother just did salt and pepper. But every once in a while, I have to have a pork chop. And I know I'm about to fry it. Evil word, I know. Frying. But at least it's a lean meat that I'm frying, okay? And it doesn't stay in the pan a long time. It's not like it's being deep fried or, you know what I'm saying? You can use any oil you prefer. I'm using olive oil because it is just better for you to, in general. And I try to, at least if I'm going to do something like that, make some concessions. And I do not have center cut today, which is what I normally get. I have these little guys that look like some country and somewhere. They were on sale. We get what's on sale in this house. And I'm only cooking one because I'm one person. Duh. You know, all you want to do here is you want to heat up your oil, and you want to. And if you wanted to, there's fat there, but you could trim that if you want. But where there's fat, there's flavor. Just like where there's a bone, which it has a bone in it, there's flavor. And you can trim off any fat that's left over after, but it's going to impart the flavor of the fat upon your pork chop. I must be very, very flavorful. I must taste very yummy. That must be why mosquitoes love me. And spiders. Don't do that. Don't stick your hand over hot oil. Don't be me. Don't be Heather. I've been burned 1,000 times. I poured boiling water on me accidentally one time when I was making spaghetti. Did a little testy. Okay, we're sizzly. And we're just going to put that in there, and we're going to ditch the plastic for it because, well, we don't want to put that in the oil. And we're going to be efficient, and we're going to box up or bag up our other pork chops while this happens, and then wash the cooties off our hands. There's cooties on raw meat, kids. Wash your hands. Don't touch anything else. Don't touch yourself. Don't even touch the faucet unless you have to. If it's a flipper, just flip it up with the back of your hand that has not touched the meat. The meat is just got cooties on it, and that's why we have to kill it with the fire. Otherwise, we'd be eating raw meat. Oh, I did have a center cut in there. Look at that. Oh, that is nice. I like thin pork chops. I remember watching cooking shows when I was a housewife and seeing these really thick pork chops going, ooh, yummy. And I made one time. I hated it. I like the thin ones. Thin ones are cheaper. They taste better, in my opinion. And that's what I was raised getting, was thin pork chops, because I was raised poor. I am poor. That's what you do when you're poor. You do what you have to do to survive. And that included thin pork chops. Whatever, you know. Let me wash my handy dandy. Oh, is it time to, are we getting birdie on the bone? Get your rainbow fork, because why would I have any other kind of fork than a rainbow fork if I can have a rainbow fork? Get a rainbow mug too. don't put hot things in the mug and then put your hand in the hoop. You're going to get a nice little blister on your hand. So you see, however long that it takes for it to get that color. And you flip it over and you do it again. Back, jack, do it again. You'll spin round and round. Today we're going to accompany our pork chop with one simple thing, a roll. I would normally put like vegetables with it, or like mashed potatoes or something like that, but I'm just not in the mood to fix anything else. And okay, me and pork chops had to break up after my gastric bypass. I've tried to date pork chops repeatedly since my gastric bypass, and they always made me sick, and I thought it was the pork chop. I've realized recently what has been making me sick part of the time was things like rice and pasta. And bread has not been making me sick. So we've got a nice little roll here. So we're just having a roll. And sometimes, like salads, I only like fresh vegetables. I don't like cooked vegetables very much. So I typically don't want to like raw vegetables with stuff. So I will have some vegetables later. No one be sad. I just don't want to put it with the pork chop. You're going to take some handy dandy paper towels. You're going to fold them up. You're going to lay them by your stove, but not too close, because then you get fire. I know, I've set things on fire like 1,000 times because I am a clumsy cooker. And I set my stove on fire before. And we're going to get 2 more because we're going to fly. Let's look at our pork chop. Oh, pretty, pretty. Brown is good. Brown is flavor. If you have brown, you have happy food. We're going to do just a tiny bit on this side because it wasn't quite brown enough for my taste. But I am turning it off. And it only take a second. Like, just a second. My grandmother, after doing the pork chops, would take the oil in the crumbs and make gravy for the pork chops. I ain't doing no gravy. I can master the mother sauces. Google it, mother sauces. I mastered the mother sauces when I was a housewife. I could make beautiful, like French and Italian sauces. I have never been able to make gravy. I was born and raised in Arkansas. With my main learning of the cooking came from my grandmother, who was a country girl, and you best believe there was a lot of gravy in her life. Never. It always breaks on me. I can never make gravy. And the thing is gravy is really, I didn't use other puppy house. It is really just an offshoot of one of the mother sauces, which is bechamel. It's just fat, flour, and milk. You just have to do it the right way and in the right combination. But for some reason, I can never get my gravy to do. I could get a bechamel all day long because I typically would put it like some kind of cheese in it. This is a pork chop. This is what's for dinner. And this has been your 8-minute and 56 session. Your 9-minute lesson. Bye.